Well, it's that time of month again. I'm going to do a Trump reading. This will be for October 1st till October 31st. Today is the 29th. It's 2 more days left in this month. Yeah, the last video I did on Trump was a month ago, and it showed a lot of action happening at the end of this month. And the debate is happening tonight, and the taxes. The New York Times did an article about Trump's taxes, which I think is going to be devastating. That plus the debate tonight. I don't know what's happening tonight with the debate. But anyway, so this is going to be for the next month, the month of October before the election, October 2020. Again, as usual, I'm using the Cat Black Golden Tarot, and then for clarifiers, I'm using the Da Vinci. So I always use Mr. Trump as the King of Cups because he's very emotional, and so that's why I've selected the King of Cups for him, and that's a significator. And so I shuffled the deck before I started. Again, we're going to do the horseshoe spread. And let's see what's going on now for the month of October. Please let this end soon. It is ending soon. Whatever's going to happen is going to happen. So we got to get on with our lives and get on with some real problems out here. You know, the COVID is, I don't know, school's back. I think there's some problems going on with that. I think there's going to be an outbreak. Another mini outbreak I heard today in New York City, so that's not good. And then just people continue to lose their jobs and financial worries for everybody. Anyways, so let's, this is a Trump reading for the next month, and let's do a horseshoe spread. Alrighty, how's that look? I think that looks good, right? I can't see the whole thing, but anyways. Okay, recent past. Let's see, that's what's going on now. The Hangman. Okay, whole different perspective. Hangman is taking a different look at things, and it's also sort of a stasis. It's like not really acting. So I'd say recent past is him sort of being stuck and trying to see things in a different light. He may be having trouble seeing things, casting his regular, how he always chooses to look at things his own particular way. The taxes that came out a few days ago, his attitude about that was it was fake news. So he's still caught up in the same old way that he has been dealing with everything. Everything's all fake news. Everything is the world's against him. There, all this stuff. Anyways, he's in a stasis mode right now, and he's trying to see things in a different way. I'm not sure how successful he is. His current action, the Ten of Coins. Ten of Coins is a wonderful card to have. It's success and family and, wonderful things happening. He is delusional, and maybe he has in his own mind, and I think he does in his own mind. I mean, the world he lives in is very internally viewed, not external. It's all about how he sees the world in his own way. I mean, we all see the world in our own ways, but he is particularly single-minded in the way he chooses to see the world. So he sees the Ten of Coins. He sees finances. I mean, I guess he doesn't seem very concerned about what's being said about his taxes or his finances. So he's living la vida loca, I guess. Hidden influences. The Sun. More good news. I think this guy may be on some serious drugs. That's all I gotta say. But anyways, he is serious. Hidden influences is all good, all positive, shining the light, growth, happiness. We got some really good cards here. You know, it's interesting how this card, the Hangman, is that particular viewpoint. You know, you have a your own unique view of things. And this could play well into this whole scenario where he's sort of delusional, where he's seeing things a certain way. He's seeing success. He's seeing him as the king, you know, the king of the mountain. And he has no worries, you know. So that's what it does to you. A little few drugs. Anyways. Obstacles. The Five of Cups. Well, the obstacles, there are some problems, disappointments. He sees his cups emptied out, not full. Disappointment. So that's a problem, and that's going to be obstacles, is the fact that he will be disappointed. We'll be doing clarifiers on all these. Community. The community is the devil. And of course, that's the community. Now, that's interesting as a community card. What does that mean? You know, it's a card of addiction. I think the people, the community, the ones that like Donald Trump, they do seem to have an addiction to him. They do seem to see him a certain way that defies rational thought. The man has been lying. He lies every time he speaks. There's just lies coming out of his mouth. He obviously has a lot of very narcissistic person, and his crew, his community certainly is still tied to him in some way. And it's also interesting because the people that support him are not necessarily rich people. It's mostly, you know, maybe poorer people, blue collar workers. They don't seem to see the fact that he's not a good businessman, that he's a charlatan, that he is a con artist. But they don't see him. I mean, they have an addiction to him. You know, so that's interesting. His action for the month of October. The King of Swords. Now, the kings, when I see kings, I often think of them as other people. And I don't know what Joe Biden's sign is, astrological sign. I'm wondering if this is Joe Biden. Certainly Joe Biden is a little bit more analytical than Trump. Maybe, I assume, because there's going to be 3 debates, and there's going to be 1 now, and there's going to be 2 in October, that the whole month of October will be very busy with the debating Joe Biden. So maybe this is what is going to be on his mind, is this King of Swords, and that could very well be Joe Biden. And the outcome of his dealing with the debates, the Magician. Magician's a great card. I mean, it's manifesting, it's making changes, dramatic changes, and it's kind of the trickster. It's also someone who is able to do sleight of hand. We're going to do some clarifiers on this too. So there's also this change that's going to happen. Again, we have another major arcana as an outcome. We'll see if we get more major arcanas in this position. So let's go with the majors, with the significators, and see what we come up with. So we see him recent past, looking at things, kind of looking things over, seeing things in a different way, and how he responds to that. The Ten of Coins. He sees no problem. It seems like he doesn't seem to be miffed by what's going on. Ten of Coins is a wonderful card to have. Happy family, happy life, success. Let's see, clarifiers. The Ten of Wands, we've got 2 tens. These are completions of cycles. We have a happy family, and we have a completion of the wand suit, which is a heavy burden being released. So that's the heavy burden being released. We see the 3 of Cups, which is a celebration. And we see the Ten of Swords. And interesting, we see with him now three tens. Three tens are all at the end of a cycle, culmination of a cycle. So it's interesting because we see the Ten of Coins, which is a lot of success financially, practically. We see the Ten of Wands, which is the end of a heavy burden, and then we see the Ten, a celebration, and then we see the Ten of Swords, which is the end of a very, very troubling period. Now, normally I would think this would be wonderful for someone to have this, but it's not an ending. This is just, we're talking about October. There's still more to go on. Now, maybe he will be very successful in October. I can't imagine what that could be, being so successful in everything and moving on. I could see this more as, in my own mind, being delusional. Thinking everything's wrapped up, surrounding himself with yes men. Everything he celebrates, he has money, the worst is over. The Ten of Swords is like no more. He doesn't worry. He doesn't. He sleeps now. He's moving on. So he starts out the month kind of high in the hog. Then comes the Sun card. That's hidden influences. The Six of Cups. That's being helpful, receiving gifts from other people, giving gifts. That's the Ace of Wands, the beginning of a new beginning, a new fiery suit, a new passion. And again, we have the Magician, so it's interesting. So in his hidden influences, again, he seems to be coming across really. He seems to be getting wonderful cards. The Six of Cups is generosity, giving gifts and receiving gifts, a new beginning as far as passion and manifestation, making things happen. Plus the Sun card. This all, again, bodes very, very well for Trump. Wow. How can you explain these things? Well, I'm not sure. Except he could be delusional. I don't know. The Five of Cups. This is his obstacles. And there is some worry here, some concern. What do we see here? We see the Knight of Cups. The Knight of Cups is coming forth. It's bringing a message. It's emotional well-being. It's bringing hope. Emotions are positive, marching forward. Healing energy. We have the High Priestess coming in. This is someone who is, the card itself is hidden knowledge. So there's something underneath the surface that is not knowable at this point. And then we have the Six of Swords, which is going somewhere, going on a trip, going bye-bye. So the Five of Cups, and how we clarify that is, we have this this knight, this person coming in, or this energy coming in, that's emotional. We have mystery coming through. And then we also have him traveling, some kind of leaving a situation. So this shows a little bit more troubling aspect here in the obstacle position of the Five of Cups. Disappointment, some emotional disappointment with probably the Knight. Hidden knowledge that he doesn't know or we don't know. There's something underneath the surface. And then we have the Six of Swords, which would indicate maybe him leaving or someone leaving the situation. The Devil card is in the community. I would say that this is his support. And his support is unwavering. There's still support him. And he has that going for him. In fact, he's banking on the support. Not only the support, but the support to grow. We have the King of Pentacles. That's usually someone, I think I see that as bar sometimes, but that could be a person in the community that is a moneyed person who's his supporter. And then we have two devils together. Wow. That's a lot of devil energy there. Not sure what to make of that. And then we have the Queen of Swords, someone who's decisive, someone who comes down with the sword of justice. Wow, I don't know what to think of that. We have a king on one side, a queen on the other. In the center, we have the devil. And it's on top of the devil. There's a lot of, and this is all in the community, so there's going to be a lot of activity in the community, a lot of, I would say, it's going to get nasty in the community. There's going to be people at opposing poles of the election. They're going to be speaking out. They're going to be arguing, and maybe more than just argue. I think it's going to be a rough month as far as the public is concerned. That could be a challenge. The King of Swords is action. What's actions that will be taken as all this transpires? I'm not sure who that King of Swords is. I'm thinking it might be Joe Biden. Well, let's find out. Oh, okay, we have the Eight of Swords. Here we have, being bound up. Is that the Nightmare card? No, that's the King of Swords is the being bound up. It's being troubled, worried, and not sure how to proceed. The Three of Swords is heartbreak. And then we have the King of Swords. So we have the Three of Swords. We have the Eight of Swords and Three of Swords. Both cards are very, they're very troubling. And then it ends up with the King of Wands, the King of Wands, a fiery knight. I don't know. Again, I'm not sure of Joe Biden's birth date, so I'm not sure how this would work. I think Trump is a Gemini, so he's an air suit, so he could be the sword guy, and this could be, I don't know if that's Biden. But we have a lot of, it seems to, he begins the month very positive, very on an upbeat, very upbeat, and then things start going south with the community, with his supporters, with the people that don't support him. And then even more troubles come up with this King of Swords and feeling bound and restricted, and then having heartbreak. And there's two men involved. One could be Biden, one could be Trump, or it could be two other people. And then the final outcome of that is manifestation. There's a huge change of some kind. Now let's see what that change is. The Sun. The Chariot. And the Four of Cups. So we didn't get 4 major arcanas, but we did get 3, which again is very unusual. So there's going to be a dramatic change at the outcome at the end of the month. Another dramatic change. Light is going to be shining. There's going to be more will become visible, and there will be action taken. And someone, I don't know who, will say that's enough. We'll be pushing off, like, okay, that's enough, that's enough. It's all kind of vague, isn't it? I'm not sure about this reading. Although this this side shows troubling times on this side. Before this, we see him smooth, edging into it, like kind of, I would feel almost delusional, where he's thinking everything is wrapped up, all set to go. And the other interesting thing is we have this similarity. We have the sun here, we have the sun there, we have the magician there, we have the magician there. Here we see the chariot, which is movement forward. There's something going to be repeated in the month. Something that has to do with shedding light on something, and that light will change things. So something will come out that will change the trajectory significantly. I'm not sure what that is. So I don't know. This is really an interesting reading, and I'd like to see these cards. I mean, I read them from my own perspective, but I try not to be too judgmental of my own thoughts, my own feelings about the situation. But I do see kind of this as being sort of, I mean, these cards are so wonderful. It's almost like he would have to be way, way ahead in the polls. And everyone I talk to is just really gung-ho for Trump, and I just don't see that. And this is an interesting card, how he sees things a certain way. He's in a stasis mode. He's not doing anything, and he sees it from a different perspective. And I think that perspective, I really do think, might be from some drug use or something that he's taking, something delusional that he's doing, because I don't see it in the real world as this going that well for him. Anyways, he has disappointment, and this is, of course, disappointment with his followers. There is a lot of problems here as the month goes on, a lot of sword energy, which is mental anguish, sorrow comes up. And then at the end, manifestation, he has more light is being shed, there's movement forward, and it's someone's pushing off saying enough is enough is enough. Well, that's all I got. I don't know what to say. It's crazy. Anyways, the debates are tonight. I'll be looking forward to them. He may have a very good night tonight. Maybe that could express, maybe that could come out like in this section of the reading. Hope you've enjoyed this. Have a great day.